Alright guys, BLM here, back with a new Let's Play. We're going to be playing Tearaway. So, I did actually start this earlier and it seemed like it just threw me straight into the game. So, I did restart the game here and we're going to play. And it's really annoying that seems like the motion controls are going to be playing a factor in the game, but whatever. Yeah, I'm still listening to the know-it-alls from Survivor, but... So why not? We'll play this. Get started to this. So essentially, since I last recorded, I finished Little Big Planet 3, and I decided, you know what? Let's just play Wipeout now. So I played Wipeout for like about half an hour, and yeah, recorded footage for that, and then I deleted off my console, and I installed Days Gone. So I installed Days Gone. That was like 40 gigs. I had about 100 gigs open on my console, and I was like, well, should I just wait until, because like I need 100 gigs obviously when The Last of Us Part 2 comes out, because it's supposedly 100 gigs. So I was like, should I just keep it as is? But it's like, I was like thinking about it more. It's like, that's still like a month and a half down the road. Like, there's still a lot of games I plan on playing in that month and a half. I mean, I'm going to be playing Spider-Man, and that's like 75 gigs. Those like Neo and Days Gone and whatever. Like, there's gonna be games we're gonna be playing. So, which male or female? Let's go male. Why not? So I really, so I decided, you know, no, let's just install. Let's just fill up the console. Okay? Let's just fill it up, and I'll deal with The Last of Us Part 2 when we get closer to it. Like if we're like a week out, or like maybe even like a couple weeks out from Last of Us Part 2, then yeah, that's when I'll start thinking about how much space I have. But we're like, what, 6 weeks away? We still have a lot of time. Okay, what is this?
Nothing in the storybook.
I feel like I was having trouble articulating.
You're right.
I took the issue.
Where's the
one of the problems that I think a lot of fans have felt about Survivor in the last couple years is that it's making a lot of format changes that bias like one type of player, right? It's like a type of player who's much more
show us the way.
Shine your lights on our world.
Where you've got like a lot more advantages, so it's more of a scavenger hunt player, and it has sort of like dialed back the social element of the game, which used to be kind of like the core of how you play Survivor. And I feel like,
oh, fuck off. We're really gonna be using motion controls still. Yeah, so I installed that. I installed God of War, and I decided to also install Hidden Agenda, which, to be honest, I completely forgot I owned. It's not gonna be included in my PS4 exclusive video because I'm not gonna include link share, or not link share. What was it? PlayLink games. But I said, you know what? Fuck it. We'll play it anyway. I haven't played it yet, so I installed that, and that game's ridiculous. I mean, it's fucking like 19 gigs like normally, but then the patch is like 15. It's like, why the fuck's the patch so big? Oh, whatever.
I think that was sort of like, it was like a manifestation of social currency. So it wouldn't be necessarily like, hey, I found,
yeah, why not?
like in the bush, or, that I negotiated and wheeled and dealed. So I'm sitting on a stockpile of fire tokens. They should need something in terms of helping me win the game. Yeah, I hope to have any, I don't necessarily agree with the final conclusion there, but I do agree that they need some sort of more of a, more meaningful in a way. Because like no one, it's like
so, this is a remake of the first Tearaway, which was a PS Vita game developed by Media Monocle, the people that did Little Big Planet.
Shine your light on. Let them know you are
what they're buying, what they're doing.
Yeah, I know nothing about this game, if I'm being honest, in terms of the actual gameplay.
I think they liked it too.
Hilarious. We have to talk about that, right? The fact that
Use the
on one hand,
oh, yes. You're really breathing life into this world.
Oh, is that really how we're going to control this game?
Let go of her immediate loss and endure this experience to really master the edge of extinction. I think
let's see where they go.
Had a very funny quote about how she's like, you don't know where like Natalie ends and the island begins. And really, we really saw her work for every one of these fire tokens that's now given her like limitless superpowers. multiple advantages to the challenge, an
Ooh,
idol,
now
another
this
idol
is
for Tyson, and a
important.
jar of peanut butter.
Feed the squirrels.
But the
Truth
fact
is
is, like, a
written
lot
in
of the
their
reason that she was able to acquire all this stuff was that she was first voted out. And someone like Nick, who was just voted out, doesn't have a shot. Like, he can't get all that cool stuff for the challenge because he
Okay.
really did well in the game of Survivor. Where do you come down on this, Rob? No, I definitely understand the point, and this was like really well laid out by people like Dalton Ross at the point where the first person came back from the edge of extinction. But I think it's a little bit insulting to say that it's just not fair. Natalie
you
has
can
14
print them
fire
out to make
tokens
them in
because
your world.
she has been there
You
since
did
day 3.
go.
But Amber, who got there the day after, has none.
Oh,
And Danny
look at
Boatwright,
this.
I'm not sure if she has
It's
any.
a 12th journal of how
And
things are
does not have
progressing.
any fire tokens.
This'll
So
let you
it's not
continue
just
your
that, like,
adventure
oh, well,
or
Natalie had
revisit
the most
parts
time
of
to
it.
collect fire
There's all
tokens.
sorts
She
of
also,
information and memories
like,
in here.
really busted her
Gotta
butt
leaf
there.
through
So
it.
while, yes, that she had the opportunity
Visit
to
the
succeed
Tearaway
because of the
.me
time she was
website
there,
and
as
through the
opposed to Nick, who
power
just gets
of
there
the
and has almost no
internet.
chance
You
in
can see
the
other
challenge to get back in. I don't want to discredit Natalie either. And we saw her busting her butt, right? We saw her. I mean, there's two types of challenge. One where like her
Let's
knowledge
go
of the environment was
settings.
an enormous benefit, right?
I just want to see, is there a
She knew
way?
exactly what was being talked about.
I doubt.
Did Kim know which throne was being talked about? No, and like
What is
Wendell
this?
knew it was like one of 2 places, and he chose the wrong
Oh,
one.
no.
And so in that way, I do feel like she had kind of an edge because of having been there so long. But then you saw her also like kill it in the coconut gathering challenge for the wood retrieval
Look,
thing.
up there.
So it did seem
It's
like it was
creating a way
combination
through
of
to the
just
use
the knowledge
world.
she had and the
That's
effort
right.
she put in. And I agree. Like, you don't want to take
You must
away
deliver your
from
message.
her and her
Let
incredible
the
effort.
you guide
Nothing
you.
is fair, right? Like, Survivor's not fair. As they say.
Okay, thank God. I was worried for a second that it would be like all controlled by motion controls.
Exactly. Yeah.
Alright, so now what?
Yeah. Some people with funky socks. Yeah. Natalie, interestingly, I want to get your reaction to this. She bought an idol for Tyson, which I was surprised by that. We never really saw any sort of relationship between Natalie and Tyson on the edge. Also, Jeremy is there. You would think that if anything, Natalie would buy something for Jeremy if he got back into the game. Where did that come from? Maybe like, Tyson is amazing and hilarious, and, like, maybe they bonded, like, because they did spend a ton of time there together, so, like, people who meet Tyson love Tyson, and, it's not crazy to me that, like, they, as both, like, funny endurance athletes, would have, like, some bond, both in their, like, senses of humor and
That
in their
wasn't scary,
extreme physical
but
prowess.
this story
But
does need some
maybe she feels like Tyson's the
What's wrong with
back into the
crows?
game. Tyson got back
Crows
in
are
previously.
terrifying.
Maybe she
Flimsy
wants
man.
like it to be something
No.
from the edge, and for her
We
to kind
need
of,
something new,
have some
something
part in
evil
that.
from the
I feel
use
like
world.
I honestly like
Something
looking at that challenge with not waiting on Jeremy. Like, he's not like an epic challenge beast. Like, if you look at the people who are
Look at
there,
them
like,
all
I would put my
pouring
money
in.
on
That
Natalie or
will
Tyson,
give
to
this
be
story
honest.
a
So, I mean,
nasty twist.
it's interesting.
And what are
We never
they
saw the end of
called
Tyson's
exactly?
peanut butter. Is it possible? Do you think that he left his
Horrible
original
little
jar of
things.
peanut butter to Natalie? Do you think this is some sort of like peanut butter payback? Also, she was eating peanut butter. She was feeding some to Tyson. Do you think that this is a bond over the peanut butter? I mean, maybe they're like their shared love of peanut butter. Because it looked like Natalie started with the peanut butter. I'm guessing that Tyson did not. But he bought it and then went back
This
to
is a
the
right
game a
cauliflower
couple days
pickle.
after.
It
Do you
looks
think
like
it's the
these
same
people
jar?
need
No,
your
peanut
help.
butter. Yeah, when he went back to the game, I wonder if he left, like gave like a heads up to Natalie about where she could find it. Yeah, it could be. So I don't know. It seems like she owed him one. Yeah. Just trying to figure out how. I just think it was probably like a bond and like like she thought you had the best shot. Okay. All right. Maybe there was a little bit of like a quid pro quo, like, hey, this is $1,000. Maybe. And then we ended up having like the very long montage to end the show, like the recap. Like I just think granted, this was something that they put together where it was. Again, I don't know how they're
What are we
going to
doing?
staff the finale, but this was. It seems like the kind of thing that would have opened next week's show that they've ended up packing on here.
Yeah, I was happy with that. Like, the finale's always
Get out of the
so
way.
rushed. Yeah, let's just have it here, and then, like, next week we can get like the fun stuff.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to this week's finale?
Yeah, I am. It'll be
What are we
as
doing?
historic as the road view was. So, you know, it's such a change in format from the typical.
Yeah, it'd be pretty wild. I am looking forward to, I'm sure with Mike Bloom we'll get into this weekend, things we can expect or not expect in the Zoom finale. Alright, we're going to get into taking your questions here in just a moment.
What are we doing? I really don't know what I'm doing right now.
Podcast. Steven, I want to thank our friends over at Linen. Steven, I suspect that you take
Fuck.
betting.
I hate motion controls so fucking much though.
Well, anyone who's been on
There
Survivor
we go.
becomes, obsessive about their bedding. Once you've slept on bamboo, you really want to sleep on the bed.
Yes, and that's why I'm not sure over at the Edge of Extinction if they
Still kinda
are
confused
not
over what this
getting
game
shit
is.
from the Brook Linen. Maybe it's time to raise the sail.
Okay, let's just fast forward this,
Comfort into your
because I am
ultimate form of self-care.
a good chunk behind anyway.
First Lady Podcast. We're way into summer with big savings on sheets, bedding, towels, loungewear, and their newest Hammam.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm not gonna really be liking this game, if I were to guess.
Yeah, well, they don't. Just
I really hate all the motion controls that they're putting into this.
Yeah, I love they can use them, but they haven't taken it on yet. Okay, all right. Steven, let's hear what does Sheldon have to say.
All right, Sheldon wants to know, I don't understand why Natalie didn't just buy more idols for herself and completely control the game by forcing an advantage get it. Also, shouldn't she
They said that she can only buy
idols,
one.
not just for F6, F5, but also in case another nullifier's in the game?
They
Sheldon,
said she can only have one, Sheldon.
Is that right? Was there a limit on the idols she could buy? Then why could she buy it for Tyson?
She can only bring one idol into the game. That's what they said.
Did they say that? Okay.
That was the reason. I think she would have bought all idols and then and just gone to Final Four. But they said, I guess in the rules, she was only that nobody thought of that. Of like, what if somebody has so many fire tokens that they buy all the idols and then they just go right to the end of the game? Unfortunately, she was not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So-
And I guess we should say, Natalie Anderson, pencil her into the final five if she did.
I mean, that would be, maybe she'll try to take the gamble, right? Chris took a gamble, right? One of his votes and did not use his idol right away. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I don't know if I said it at the top of the show. There's a PG Law tomorrow. Chris Underwood on Friday to hear what.
He's the guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's the guy to talk to, and then Mike Bloom this weekend. So we'll find out. But yeah, Natalie Anderson, if she makes it back in, or Tyson, go directly to the final five.
Yeah. I really do wonder if someone returning from the Edge to win this game after the huge backlash. I mean, it's like I guess we didn't think someone from the Edge could win at all.
I think they can.
You think yes?
I think they can. Either way, so I think that it would be disappointing because Tony and Sarah, they played really great.
Sarah.
But if they're up against the right people, I certainly think that they would have the momentum. I think that what would be frustrating is, let's say it's like Tony, Sarah, and somebody from the Edge, and the person from the Edge, and say it's Natalie, Tony, Sarah, Natalie. Okay, we dominate. It's not like, okay, Gavin and Julie, and with all due respect, these are two people that really dominated the game, especially the post-merge game,
Well
against somebody who was not on the
You
show
drove away the
the entire
scrappy
time,
eye
except on the
boxes.
Edge of Extinction.
But I
And the jury
suspect I
says,
have
we vote
not
for you,
another
Edge of Extinction
All
person,
right, this is my
because
story.
you were our friend.
Right.
I
Now,
think at
the
some point
stage
the
is
Edge of
set.
Extinction result
Our
was like
actors are
a little
chosen.
bit like that the people on
Your
the jury
role
said, yes,
is to
well,
guide a twat
we bonded
and help
with
her
Chris,
deliver
but
her message.
he balled out
Head
when he
for
got
the
into the
hole
game.
in the
He made the
sky.
big move. Whereas, especially like if, Natalie comes
Good
back
luck.
and ultimately plays an idol, wins 2 challenges, gets to the end, and then collects all of the votes, and they win the game because they just couldn't beat her in a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that there's a good, that these players, and especially, because they're returning players, and also because of just who they are, like, I think, maybe the backlash to 38 would really weigh heavy.
Yeah, I'm really getting the sense
Yeah,
that this probably isn't my type of game.
Jeremy was such a huge opponent.
But whatever.
Because they felt like they owed it to the franchise, for like a real big player in the game. And I bet that there is some of that feeling here that like they really want, and maybe that is a person who comes back from the edge if they have that stellar end. But my guess would be that they would be maybe biased against them more even than the new players were.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it factors in. Okay. All right. Let's take another question. This is from Bazon. How much of a role would 3 winners at war winning game legacies have, if any, versus performance this season alone at the final tribal? Well, I mean, I think that would come up if it was like.
So we can't actually jump
Tony
either?
Perhaps played like a really under the radar game, didn't do anything in this game, where it's just like he sort of like the Tony we saw in the pre-merge basically skated by into the end. I think that would be a valid question. I mean, whose reputation in coming into this game is radically different from what they've done in this game.
Although I do think people, like Michelle has had this feeling of like no one, values my win. Like maybe they still don't value that win. She's played as good a game, and maybe not as Tony and Sarah, but like she's certainly. I mean, she's been on the wrong side of a lot of votes, but she's played a big game. She's had a lot of, a lot of parts of the season. And
Has she?
She managed to escape that swan when she was swan screwed. And I can imagine someone still kind of like seeing her with like, oh, I don't really think of you as that strategic, like I can imagine that kind of bias seeping into people's perceptions of someone like Michelle. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that, people who, discredit her victory in Ko-Rong are wrong to do that. But I feel like that if you look at Ko-Rong through the proper lens, I don't think that this game that she's playing this season is super different from the winning strategy she used.
Yeah, I think it's the exact same fucking game.
Look, I just think that people's perceptions of each other are always gonna play a role in like every aspect of their relationships, and I don't think that anyone will like fully be able to like leave that behind.
Yeah, I think the people that we were talking about in this regards were really like Tony before he came out of his shell, Kim throughout most of this game where she played a much different game than she was able to play in her winning season in Survivor One World. And Jeremy really was playing from the bottom throughout most of this game as opposed to where he was in Cambodia, although at the bottom at times, really was like playing from behind most of the season, so his game was going to be kind of different. But I don't think there's anybody who is in like a radically different spot.
Yeah. I guess that's right. I do think though that like, to the question like, how much of their positions are based on their perceptions. Like so much of the season was based on this sort of, lions versus hyenas dichotomy, and that was entirely right based on people's like pre-game perceptions. It wasn't like. So I think I do think those perceptions have seeped into this game in a really essential way.
Okay. All right. Let's take another question. What does Brendan Fitzpatrick have to say?
Oh, the great Brendan Fitzpatrick wants to know, how do you compare Tony at the Final 5 or 6 now with the Tony at the Final 5/6 in Kagaya?
No, okay.
Is it now a warning side that we think
maybe
with
that's...
this now, as opposed to how we felt around here in Kagaya? What do you think, Rob?
So, Tony at the Final 5 I'm trying to think of, let's just stick with the Final 5. That's when he votes out Trish to put her on the jury, to ultimately be a vote for him. I mean, I feel like that with Tony, I think we felt like that Tony had a good shot to get to the end. I'm not sure if we knew if it was going to be a Final 2 at that point. I think we might have suspected. But with the Final 5 being Tony, Wu, Trish, Spencer, and Cass, I think we probably felt like that Tony had a pretty good shot to get to the end. Just probably didn't think that he was going to win.
Yeah. And how do you feel now? Do you feel equivalently?
I mean, I feel like that with it being a final three, I do feel like that Tony's got to be way on the odds-on favorite to win this thing. Where I think that a lot of us thought that Spencer was probably the favorite going into the Kagiyan finale.
Yeah. So does that mean because Tony's the favorite now and Spencer was the favorite then that Tony won't win?
It's possible. But that was like really a big blindside in terms of like one of the few times that we've been so wrong on a season.
Yeah. And what a great blindside! I remember even like in the final tribal, like not being sure if it was gonna. Are you hearing that music, or is that coming from my computer?
That I think that maybe it could be coming from the questions.
Okay. I thought maybe it was like my computer. I couldn't figure it out.
I heard it did, yeah.
Okay. Are you, I have no idea where I was. Sorry.
That you thought Wu was gonna win.
Oh yeah, even at the final tribal, I thought there was like a chance that Wu was gonna win. I was like writing that blog and I was like texting people from the season, hoping that they would give me an answer because I had to like get the blog out.
Yeah, it was a wild night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lydia wants to know, when did Survivor start having arts and crafts segment? Was there always this much painting?
There's so much painting, and they also were painting their like mugs. Like
I don't know what they're painting. Yeah,
I thought they were like mugs or something, but like I was like, are they drinking out of those after they paint them? That's not like BPA free.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's yeah, do not drink out of the mug that you painted. More arts and crafts that are going on at my house.
Yeah, I don't really care, do I?
Constant. Okay. What about Laura?
All right, Laura Castler wants to know, hey Rob and Steven, do you think Sarah and Tony have a pact to split the $2 million if they both make it to Final 3? It seems like they're both risking a lot for each other's games.
I do not believe that they have a pact. First of all, I believe that is not allowed. It's not at least strongly frowned upon. But Steven, in this day and age, like, are they really checking?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like they're looking into your auditing you.
Like, I mean, do you think that anybody's like if if Tommy and DK Chillin were like, hey, let's get to the end together, let's split the money. Is anybody auditing those guys?
Maybe they hired Jane Bright to be the auditor for all three.
Yeah, I feel like that they used to like really look into that stuff. I bet you could get away with it now. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I doubt. But like, who's gonna, also like,
Your
who's gonna hold you
friends can use the
if one of them
PlayStation
wins? Like,
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
they can't force that other person to give them.
By the way, if I am gonna be playing Hidden Agenda, I guess I should download
I'm saying,
the app.
like, even if you agree to it, you can pull of dreams here. Like, you do not have to honor that deal.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's something people can try in a future season. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you if it is Tony versus Sarah, who's taking home the $1 million, Rob?
I mean, I think that is probably. I think it's probably Tony, but it's hard to separate the edit from the case. I made the argument. I think that Sarah has the stronger social connections with people, but we also see things like Boston Rob saying like, "Oh, Tony's such a boss." I feel like that the jury seems very
downloading the app right now. That might actually be the next game we play instead of
Is the winner of this season the greatest? Are they officially the best?
I think we have to wait until next week, but I think that those are going to be some I don't know if you want me to waste all my podcasting jet fuel right now. I think there's a strong case that they are. I mean, that's hypothetically. Let's just talk this through, okay? If Tony goes on to be the two-time winner, this is very impressive. I mean, that is a legacy that is very hard to argue with.
Tony's game this season has been spectacular. Like, regardless of what happens, the fact that he has won all of these immunities, yes, but run like basically strategic circles. He has controlled every single vote. I mean, it seemed like today he deferred to Sarah. Sarah's also played an amazing game. The two of them together have just, all these people who have won the game previously.
And you know what? And honestly, I think that that's actually a good point in terms of the strength of Tony, where I think that if Tony does go on to win this game, I think that will be sort of like the knee-jerk reaction. Tony, greatest of all time. I do think that Tony did have a big advantage in this season in being with Sarah, and I think that you can speak to this probably as well as anybody. But having somebody that has your back the entire game, which you can trust, is the ultimate advantage. And we've seen so much success on Survivor. Players that find out one person.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm really just not feeling this game.
Tony did screw her over with the Sophie vote. No doubt, but they were able to work past that, and to have that bond with somebody where to even be able to joke about, I should screw you now. I do think that having Sarah was, for the two of them, was, a huge advantage. And for the other players to be worried about Jeremy and Now, and Rob and Amber, and Tyson and Rob, and all these other connections, and not be at all concerned about Tony and Sarah is incredulous.
Well, does that make it actually? So that is interesting, right? And that does go into like pre-game perceptions and personae. Like, does that make it less like you are? Because like Rob, it's like yes. Whoever wins this season outlasted Boston Rob. Boston Rob never had a chance in this season, you know? Do they become, like you're saying, like no one was gunning for Tony and Sarah in the way that they were gunning for Tyson and Kim. Like, those pre-game, and I'm not trying to think of anything from the incredible game Tony and Sarah playing, because I really think, I just think on the merits of their game, that it is probably one of the best games you've ever seen. But, the fact of having, a little bit of all of it, maybe not. Tony certainly came, like, Tony was the only person, I've said this before, in this, like, Survivor pool that, like, nobody took. And so there's, like, 30 or 40 people in this pool.
I think that was a draft. I'm pretty sure that it was Akiva, Ali Lasher, and the other, like, Bloom. I'm pretty sure he went 20th out of 20. That either the perception of Tony was so low following Game Changers, where nobody took him seriously, like that they expected, okay, is this going to be just the clown show coming back tonight, or coming back this season where we don't take him seriously? He also did an incredible job of minimizing his threat level, and we have to find out from the people that were on that original DeKalb tribe how much. We heard Sophie talk about, okay, well, Tony and Sarah and Sandra are sort of like the gritty three, the people that were on Game Changers together. They were looked at like a block to start the season, but why weren't they considered a little bit more of a threat to from the jump? How did they go about minimizing that threat?
Well, I experienced something like this where I was on, obviously Cambodia with a lot of people from Cagayan, and, out of the gate we were all like, oh my god, there's 4 people from Cagayan, we have to get rid of them, like, they're obviously going to be in it together. And then as the game goes on, you kind of, like, forget about it. You're like, oh, that's old news, like, we're in this self-enclosed thing, like, the relationships and dynamics that are happening here are much more important. Like, you're not going to, like, let some friendship you had from 4 years ago affect your game moves now. And then at the end, like, suddenly the curtain was pulled back.
Can I
like,
continue?
Spencer and Tasha were,
I'm not really feeling this game. Like, I'm really considering just dropping it because I don't give a shit about anything that's going on here.
Biggest regression that season was so stupid of me. But I do think that probably is affecting the players now. You just get like, you're so focused on the game that's in front of you. You're so focused on the relationships that you're building that even if you go into the season knowing that it's a real threat, you just lose sight of it.
Yeah, and we saw people, like, even in the middle of the game. Jeremy, a couple weeks ago, says to Tony, like, hey, we need to split up Sarah and Sophie.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then that was what prompted Tony to be like, hey, here's a question for you, Rob. Last week, the plan was to get Tony, and then Tony won immunity. Why was the plan not to get Tony this week?
Especially when he had an idol, especially at the first tribal council, when for Jeremy and Michelle, they could have potentially put their votes on Tony. Hey, instead of blindsiding Ben, who has an idol, like Nick, why don't we vote on Tony this week?
Even Ben was in on the plan last week, although Ben obviously was the one who sort of blabbed about it afterwards.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, Nick, you're so worried about, okay, how am I going to beat Jeremy? How are you going to beat Tony? You had a shot at Tony.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that Tony was definitely helped having, he kept Jeremy in the game, and I think that has been a huge strategic, a great move of his. It's so much energy.
about this one. This is from Frank. After 3 innings,
Yeah, I didn't even talk about
how come
what I
no one
did
left the
today,
game?
so I did finish watching,
Steven,
I did finish editing my International Survivor video, so that's done. Ended up being pretty short, I mean like 24 minutes, not super short, but like shorter than I was
That's what I'm
expecting.
wondering. Frank, you and I are so in sync.
Yeah, so we talked about the
Aussie Survivor's on tonight. I wrote my review for that, did some prep and everything. I still need to get the images for obviously the two episodes, for the episode today and then for the finale, and then still need to technically make a thumbnail. I mean, all I need is the background image.
Like
So
you said, you know, we saw Denise
yeah.
make a tight final 3 deal with Nick and Michelle last week.
YouTube channel today. Got and my Future of Amazing Race video did pick up. It is above my season 5 video now, so at least that's something. But overall, though, still not performing great. It's at like 610 views.
I mean, if
Not great, but
and I'm sure that we all get to see all the conversations, but for Ben and Denise, like, why not go with Nick and Michelle here at the let's vote out Sarah, let's vote out Tony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
I agree.
Both those, I mean, they both have better resumes than Denise and Ben.
Maybe Ben thinks, what is Ben's perspective here? Like,
What am I doing?
Maybe Ben's like, I just need to get to the final 3. Like, I'm not gonna win this anyway. Maybe he's like doing the Troyzan. He's happy to be here.
Yeah, and maybe Sarah and Tony talking through with them. It's like, hey, sure, you can vote one of us out now, but then somebody's gonna come back from the edge. They're gonna go with Nick and Michelle. You're gonna be we'll be having to go to a 3-3 tie final 6, maybe. But at some point, you gotta knock some of these people out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Okay, all right. A couple more questions here tonight. Damn it, Reed. Does Denise being the only one left with
Damn it, Reed.
tight thrust upon
No,
her?
not what I meant. Okay, that's not what I meant to do at all.
She's not labeled Beauty, Braun, Hero, or David. She's just Denise. Is that the problem, Stephen? She didn't have a categorical label from her first season.
It probably helps her, I mean, it's like, it is like, what box do you put Denise in? I feel like everyone is on the one hand, they're being like, yeah, Denise did all these crazy, huge things. And they're also kind of like not completely discounting.
Season 41, Survivor, Endure versus Let Go. These 10 people are the embodiment of the word endure. These 10 people are the embodiment of the phrase let's go.
No, let go.
Let go.
Do you want to be on the endure or the let go tribe?
You're more of an endure than a let go.
But who do you want to be with? Like, if you're with endurers, like, they're all enduring. Like, you want to be with, like, everyone who's letting it go, and then you could be the one who endures.
I'm a podcaster. Every day of my life, I endure the slings and arrows of podcasting about a 20-year-old reality show. I am the personification of the word endure.
Wow. I got chills. I can see the montage.
The trees in the orchard ahead can help
I'm
you.
Stephen Fishback. I'm out of the corporate rat race. I'm the embodiment of let go.
I did let go.
Yeah,
that's great. If you go back, are you gonna do like a rock microphone? Like Shane and his
It'll be so annoying. I'll be so hated. It'll be so hated.
Either way, you're gonna be hated.
Now get up there.
If I don't do that, I'll be hated.
Either way, yeah.
Again, the more I'm playing this, more I just don't care.
I definitely think the other contestants would hate me, but
we're gonna end here. I think I'm gonna think a bit about whether or not I want to continue. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.
You were just ranked the most